Alright guys, this is just a quick update on my garden I have here at the house. I have things in here like my pole beans, my lettuce, my cabbage, my broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, cucumbers, Brussels sprouts, carrots, onions, watermelons. Well, watermelon plants, no watermelons yet, but anyway, I'm just going to give you a quick run through on the garden. I realized I hadn't given you an update since I actually got the plant bed ready, so I wanted to show you how well these plants are doing in all these raised mounds. Stay with me, I'll show you what we got. Alright guys, this is my raised mounded garden that you saw in an earlier video. On the outside of the fence here I have a hedgerow of pole beans, and I got some bush beans down at the very end. I wanted to show you how well these plants are doing. First off here we got cucumbers in these first 3 rows, and I have them growing up on a piece of fence as a trellis to keep them from growing all over the place. Then I have 3 rows of broccoli here, and that's doing pretty well in the raised beds. And then this next row is some cauliflower, 2 rows cauliflower on this end. On the other end, those real big plants over there, those are broccolis, which have no broccoli on them whatsoever, but nice big plants. And then I have cabbage, nice big heads of cabbage this year. That right there is a tuna fish can with beer in it that I use to catch slugs, so you can kind of compare. And then I have, what is that? I think that's some more cauliflower right there. And then I have 2 rows, very sparse rows of carrots. The seeds that I had didn't work very well for me, so I got very sparse planting of them. And that row right there, that is watermelons. Lots of buds, but no watermelons, none whatsoever. I was kind of hoping for some watermelons out of here this year. Then I have some onions, and then I have a row of peppers, and I actually have a few green peppers this year. If you remember last year, I had 1 green pepper, and then I have a row of Brussels sprouts. The Brussels sprouts have lots of little plants on them, lots of little sprouts that are getting ready to start growing and taking off. And then for my last row, I have my lettuces and I have some spinach on down the end of the Brussels sprouts too. But I have a bunch of different kinds of lettuce there in that bed, and just a couple of lately planted green peppers that were given to me. On the outside, I have my pole beans. These ones here on the end are bush beans. Bush beans, and then we get back into the pole beans. And you can just see these pole beans are loaded with beans. I'm going to take you down to my low maintenance garden where my corn was and my squash and pumpkins are, and I'll show you what I got down there. So right now all I'm doing is just taking the stuff that's ripe and ready to go that I can take and put in my pantry. So far I got 5 butternut squash, and there's a whole bunch more butternut squash here that's going to be ready in the next week or 2. It's a little bit green still, so it can stay as I treat these leaves and whatnot for the white powdery mildew. And now I'm going to go and start picking the acorn squash. Alright, that's what I had for the acorn squash. Now we're going to move on and start collecting some of the spaghetti squash. And there's a lot more of that that's ripe and ready to go, so I expect to have a full bin of that. Let's get to it. So, as you can clearly see from that last basket, those spaghetti squash are doing really well. I got some great big huge ones. Some of them are even bigger than pumpkins. So, definitely time to pick those, and that's only from part. Now I have the other part to go and pick. Alright guys, that's it for this update. I'm going to go home, get these cleaned up, and put in my pantry. So, I hope to see you soon on my next episode. See you later.